Hey, 49ers faithful. We're back with an exclusive video bringing you the latest updates on our beloved San Francisco 49ers. Before we jump in, make sure to subscribe to 49ers Zone and hit that like button. This way, you'll never miss any breaking news or exciting updates about the Niners. You're tuned in to the Niners Report. I appreciate you starting your day with us, and no matter where you are, it's great to have you on this morning episode. Today is Tuesday, April 29th, and for those of you watching on the West Coast, which clearly represents a large portion of you, even though this is a global Niners program, you're likely checking your phone and soon putting us up on the screen here on YouTube. It's early for all of us, as this news broke in the early hours of the day. Regardless of where you are in the United States, the San Francisco 49ers and tight end George Kittle have reached an agreement on a significant contract extension. We'll discuss this, what it means, the numbers involved, and undoubtedly, this is a big move for San Francisco. There have been indications that this outcome was imminent. A few weeks ago, it seemed the negotiations were far apart. Last week, a report surfaced that George Kittle aimed to become the highest-paid tight end in the National Football League, and the parties appeared far from a consensus. This explained his absence from the first part of organized team activities. However, he denied this, claiming the sources were incorrect. About a week later, the deal was finally sealed, and it happened before the start of training. Could this signal a change in the Niners' approach? Has the organization finally shifted its stance? Historically, they tend to wait until later in the offseason, often just before training camps, to finalize some of these extensions. What often happens is the market adjusts, and the Niners end up paying more for their players as they've waited while this dynamic shifted. But here we are. Contract extensions are typically finalized later in the offseason, just before the start of training, and it's common for the market to adjust, which leads teams like the Niners to end up paying more to retain their athletes due to these delays. However, on April 29th, this agreement was officially consummated. When I checked my phone in the early morning hours, around 6:30, ready to start my workout, I realized I had to rush to the office to record this segment. So here we go. This deal is a 4-year contract worth $76.4 million, making him the highest paid tight end in football right now. This comes to an average of $19.1 million per year. This is especially relevant because, as mentioned earlier, Trey McBride from the Arizona Cardinals recently signed an extension worth $19 million per season, setting a new average annual value record for a tight end, securing over $40 million. Now, the Niners have completed a deal for Kittle at $19.1 million, making him the highest-paid tight end in the NFL, both in total value and average annual value in league history. He'll also receive $40 million guaranteed, with $35 million at signing and an additional $5 million in 2027. The Niners' decision to finalize this deal was the right one. Despite George Kittle approaching his 32nd birthday in October, he continues to perform at an elite level, having surpassed 1,000 yards in consecutive seasons. He is considered the best tight end in franchise history, and it's essential to keep exceptional players like him in the organization and ensure their satisfaction. Kittle was approaching the final year of his contract, and while the Niners have made changes to their roster, parting ways with several high-salary players, none of them compare to George Kittle. In my view, he remains the best all-around tight end in the sport, showcasing impressive blocking skills, yards after the catch ability, route-running excellence, and being a dangerous weapon between the 20s. Once in the red zone, he becomes an exceptional target, but the choice to keep George Kittle on the team demonstrates his status as the premier active tight end. Thanks to his blocking skills, his ability to gain yards after the catch, his remarkable route running, and his relevance in the 20-yard area. When the team approaches that line, he becomes a primary target in the scoring zone. However, it's important to consider the benefits in relation to what he has accomplished recently and the potential he still possesses, given the risks related to his age. Even so, he is an iconic player for the franchise and deserves to wear just one jersey during his career in the league, the traditional red and gold. This decision should allow him to fulfill that wish. For those concerned about his playing time, history shows that tight ends can age competitively in the league. There are debates about his injury history. Indeed, after signing his contract extension at the start of the 2020 season, he spent a considerable amount of time away from the field. However, throughout his career, he has shown a solid health record. If there are plans to extend the quarterback's contract, which seems to be a logical step, it makes sense to lock Kittle down with this extension, ensuring he remains a trusted partner in the future. Kittle has proven to be a valuable asset and an excellent ally on the field, and he is expected to maintain his central role in the offense, especially after the departure of one of the key players. With this player gone, it's likely that Kittle will become even more crucial to offensive strategies. The connection he has built with the quarterback, the on-field chemistry, and the successes they've shared have resulted in many productive moments together. The quarterback has looked for Kittle in key situations, and they've connected on important plays and notable performances over time, which have now spanned over 2 seasons. This leads me to highlight Kittle's outstanding performance at the end of the 2022 season when the quarterback became the starter. He recorded 11 touchdowns that year, with about 7 occurring in the last 5 games. Returning for the 2023 season, he surpassed 1,000 yards and reached 6 touchdowns. The following year, he accumulated 1,100 yards and 8 touchdowns. In the previous season, the quarterback also scored 11 touchdowns, with about 7 of them occurring in the final games. After that, he returned in 2023, adding over 1,000 yards and 6 touchdowns. In the most recent year, it was 1,100 yards and 8 touchdowns. In total, this represents 25 touchdowns over the last 2.5 years for Kittle, with Purdy as the main quarterback during this period. Kittle had a rookie season with 515 yards, nearly 1,400 in his second year, and 5 touchdowns. Then he surpassed 1,000 yards, along with 5 touchdowns during the Super Bowl year in 2019, having 3 consecutive seasons with less than 1,000 yards. Over the past 2 years, Kittle's production has grown significantly since Purdy became the starting quarterback in 2022, replacing the previous starter. Kittle's career resurgence coincided with Purdy's rise. Looking at the games, he played 15 as a rookie, 16 in his second year, and 14 in his third. He played the 8 mentioned in 2020. Moreover, Kittle has played in 14 or more games every year he's been in the league, except for the 2020 season. He is a unique athlete, standing at 6 feet 4 inches and weighing 250 pounds. When evaluating young players, it's important to look to renowned figures for inspiration in shaping their playing style. This aspect is vital for the development of these athletes. It's notable to observe a player who is recognized as the highest paid tight end in the league. Recent changes in the market have been significant. The tight end position now holds greater value compared to the wide receiver market. The current top tight end receives an annual salary of $20 million. In contrast, some wide receivers surpass $24 million a year, highlighting the difference. General managers and team owners expect stability in the tight end market, which tends to be much more affordable than the wide receiver market. It's important to consider more than just the position. The player's versatility is remarkable. They can line up as tight ends for blocking support or position themselves in the slot or further out. The focus should be on production on the field and the impact the player has. While a $20 million salary makes them the highest paid tight end, this figure is still considerably lower than what many wide receivers earn. One example is another player earning $30 million. When evaluating players based on impact, it's clear one stands out. This recognition as the highest paid tight end in the league is a positive evolution for the player. Moreover, consider that this player and a colleague are the oldest members of the team. The colleague joined in 2017 when the head coach came from another team, as did the general manager. The player was drafted in that same period. While the colleague has a slight edge in terms of time, the player is on track to join the 10-year club after the 2026 season, with a strong likelihood of spending their entire career with the team. Additionally, they've stood out by becoming one of the 5 tight ends in league history to reach 4 or more seasons with 10,000 receiving yards, along with other major accomplishments. This shows that the player has truly earned their place. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to 49ers Zone and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the San Francisco 49ers. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. In a surprising turn of events, a rumor has surfaced suggesting that Brock Purdy, the San Francisco 49ers star quarterback, may have sustained an injury during practice. Purdy, who captured the spotlight last season with his impressive performances, has become a key figure in the 49ers' offensive lineup. If this rumor proves true, it could have significant implications for the team's playoff hopes and overall season trajectory. Purdy's rise to prominence came after an unexpected journey. As the last pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, he quickly transformed from a backup to the starting quarterback following a series of injuries to Trey Lance and Jimmy Garoppolo. His calm demeanor, decision-making, and poise under pressure helped lead the 49ers to an NFC Championship appearance, surprising many who doubted his ability to handle the pressure at the highest level. However, the risk of injury is ever present in the NFL, and for a quarterback like Purdy, whose mobility is crucial to the 49ers' offensive scheme, even a minor setback could have a domino effect on the team. The rumor of Purdy's injury, although not yet confirmed by official sources, has already sparked widespread concern among fans and analysts alike. If he were to miss significant time, the 49ers would need to rely on their backup quarterbacks, such as Sam Darnold or Brandon Allen, to keep the offense afloat. The timing of this rumor could not be worse. The 49ers are gearing up for what many expect to be another playoff-caliber season, with a roster full of talented skill players like Deebo Samuel, George Kittle, and Christian McCaffrey. Losing Purdy at this stage could not only disrupt the chemistry built last season, but also create a major hole in their offensive plans. While Purdy's health remains in question, the 49ers coaching staff and front office will likely be working overtime to assess the situation and prepare for all contingencies. If the injury is confirmed to be serious, the 49ers may look to add more depth at the quarterback position before the start of the season. In the high-stakes world of the NFL, even the smallest injury can have wide-ranging consequences, and the 49ers will need to act quickly to ensure they remain competitive in a loaded NFC West division. For now, fans will have to wait for official statements from the 49ers, but the uncertainty surrounding Purdy's injury only adds to the growing drama of an already intense offseason. The next few weeks could be crucial for the 49ers as they navigate this latest challenge. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the San Francisco 49ers, make sure to subscribe to 49ers Zone and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.